Now it's time to chat with Dave Parsons. He's a singer-songwriter, a Vancouverite, and a very interesting chap, wonderful storyteller. Hello, Dave.
Hello.
Thanks again for coming in. This is live in the CiTR studios, and Dave is joined by Paul Doherty on guitar accompaniment. Hello, Paul.
Hello.
Thanks for coming, and hope you guys are enjoying your fruit there. We had these lychees show up. Long story, but the whole bunch of lychees showed up.
There's more of them.
I'm enjoying them. Yeah.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah.
Seen those since I was in Central America.
Yeah.
15 years ago.
Yeah, I haven't seen them since I lived in Australia. These must be imported from somewhere.
In Japan, they have fruits like this where you have these big grapes. You take them the outside off and eat the inside, and it's like this.
Huh.
Big, juicy.
Yeah. Thanks for coming in. So you're a singer-songwriter, and you grew up in Ottawa, which for Australian listeners is the capital city of Canada.
Yep.
It's not Toronto. It's just like people think Sydney's the capital of Australia, but it's not. It's Canberra. I grew up in Canberra, the capital city of Australia, so I can imagine somewhat what your life was like growing up. Because I worked in the government. I know your parents worked in the government in policy, or at least your mother did. Is that right?
She worked for Canada Post, and then she did some different government ministries, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it like for you growing up in Ottawa?
It's a nice city. Let's see. Yeah, I went to school downtown, and it's a nice place, and yeah, it was a very nice city. It sort of reminds me of a really cold Austin, except, well, it doesn't have like the huge music scene either, but for me it had a good music scene.
That's I was curious about that. I know nothing at all about the musical heritage of Ottawa. Off the top of your head, can you name any bands or artists or people who influenced you growing up or people you saw?
Four-Way Street. They were like, I guess they lasted. Well, they may still be together actually. They probably are.
Yeah.
But in some formation. But anyway, I used to hang out with those guys a lot. Hear their music a lot. They were mostly a Crosby, Stills and Nash cover band. But they did other stuff too, and they were all songwriters as well, and I learned a lot hanging out with those guys.
Huh.
Yeah.
What years are we talking here, like before you moved to Vancouver?
Well, for me that would have been, I think that band would have different eras, but for me it would have been maybe late end of the 80s to the mid 90s, maybe, yeah, early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you made your way to Vancouver. I guess we'll actually let's get into a song, and we'll come back and have a chat a bit more about your story. But so I want to let listeners know exactly what we're talking about here. This is Dave Parsons.
All right. Get nervous in the freezing rain. The ferry is switching to the next lane. I get nauseous and my heart stops when I realize I've pulled in front of the cops. Man in the rear view's got questions for you. I get nervous for the interview. I get nervous before the interview. I get nervous about traffic going by. Self-conscious about being held behind. Your service won't be there on time. Answering the one bus on the other I get nervous coming home to you. So cautious with explaining to do. A simple song might heal the nerves. I hope this one might end the jitters. Person at the front door before walking through. I get nervous coming home to you. I get nervous before the interview.
Thank you, Dave Parsons, and Paul Doherty on guitar there as well. Lovely sentiments that we all can relate to, feeling nervous before an interview. any interview, really.
Even this one.
Even this one. Well, that's right, yeah.
Sure.
You could have written this song 2 hours ago. Maybe you did. Who knows? Don't tell us.
Okay.
I mean, what was it actually called?
Get Nervous.
Get Nervous, yeah. By Dave Parsons, playing live in the CiTR studio here for Stranded, the Australian Canadian Music Show. And that's a little tidbit of what you can hear tonight. There's still time to pop on down to Cafe du Soleil. Also on the bill is Phil Kikuchi and Jess Hill. That was great. So let's get back to the when did you move to Vancouver from Ottawa?
I moved here around 98, I guess. 98. Yeah. After college, and by that point, I'd written some songs, and I had quite a long history of busking, but I'd never played like a real gig, like in a restaurant or like an establishment. Yeah, but I was very good at busking. I knew how to make a buck. Yeah.
Where did you, when you moved here, like did you on Granville Street, or where did you busk in the days?
I didn't do that much here, but I did a little bit on Granville Street, and a little on the drive as well. But by that point, I was I had a degree in youth counseling, and I was only beginning to get the idea of doing music again. I wasn't really, and I didn't really need to busk anymore so much. And I thought, I liked writing songs, and yeah, but I got a publishing deal early on, and so I thought I would just be content writing songs, and maybe somebody somewhere would pick them up. But music is such a social thing, and the more you do it, the more other people want to play with you. It's a big, you know what I mean? Yeah, so here I am. I've done lots of tours since then, and yeah.
And I know that I guess it was due to the work that you were doing, and you started to become part of a scene sort of around the Carnegie Centre downtown. Is that right? And when you got to know Joey Only, it sounds like you were sort of part of a group of maybe politically oriented singer-songwriters. Is that kind of?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was living in the downtown east side when I met Joey Only, and Joey was around the same area a lot, and I met him at my friend's birthday party, actually. My friend got him to play a set there, and but yeah, and then after that he would come over. I helped him record his first album. That was done on in my living room on a 4-track.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So we did that we worked on that for at least a month. It was a lot of fun. Those were fun times, and we've been good friends since then, and we've done tours together, and he's played on a couple of my albums anyway. Yeah.
Oh, well, let's get back into some more music, and we'll talk about those albums and how people can find you in a tangible form. Besides tonight at the live show at Café du Soleil, what do we got coming up next?
Well, we'll do another new one. Yeah. Okay. Even on a cloudy day, I know she'll wait for me. Even on a cloudy day through the February rain. Even on a cloudy day, I feel the sunshine come my way. When Valentine rose blooms for me again. She moved a part of me, curiosity. Now everything about her brings new dreams to me. Even on a cloudy day, I know she'll wait for me. Even on a cloudy day through the February rain. Even on a cloudy day, I feel the sunshine come my way. When my Valentine rose blooms for me again. She's the answer to my desire, brought me to my knees. Now every new adventure brings new dreams to me. Even on a cloudy day, I know she'll wait for me. Even on a cloudy day through the February rain. Even on a cloudy day, I feel the sunshine
Hello, this is Tony Bardock of the Little Guitar Army, and you're listening to CiTR 101.9 FM in Vancouver.
Lovely song there for... that sounds almost like a quintessentially Vancouver song, really, those lyrics. Because it's cloudy here quite frequently. Not today, though.
No, not today.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, lovely. Thanks. Those are the sounds of Dave Parsons. Another live song here in the studio. Dave is special guest, along with Phil Kikuchi, who we've spoken with a little bit earlier. Both gentlemen are playing tonight at Cafe du Soleil, along with Jess Hill, who is a local songstress. I've seen her described as folk noir, or noir folk with touches of blues. So we'll play a Jess Hill track too before the end of the show to let you know what she's like. Thanks, Dave. So here you are in Vancouver, and I know part of your journey, and maybe this has informed some of your lyric writing or thinking, it has been your health issues that you've dealt with throughout your life, including HIV, which you contracted very early in your life. Yeah. Is there anything you want to speak about your experiences living with HIV?
Boy, oh boy. Geez, on a personal level, it's hard to imagine how that... I found out the news when I was 15 at a pretty different time than now concerning where that is concerned, in the mid-80s. There was, especially in those days, it was like the big, dirty secret, right? And, with possible, dangerous consequences if it got out too, right? So, that was, but things have changed a lot, and through the years, I've done a little bit of what you might call activism, and some of it, really just community work, right? Yeah, I used to do volunteer work with Youth Co-AIDS Society when I moved to Vancouver, and I wrote for their paper for a while too. Those are good memories. Yeah, and I was in about 5 years ago. I did a little bit of work in Africa as well.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
I imagine some songs came from that experience, surely.
Yeah. Well, at least one. We haven't played it in a while, have we? Yeah, I don't think we will today, but yeah, we. One that stuck for sure.
Yeah.
God, the music was great there. I watched old video footage from that trip the other day, and it's just incredible everywhere, eh? Unlike,
more part of the social fabric than here, like you just
I would
see
say,
it.
Oh yeah, I think yeah.
Have you ever seen, there's a series of DVDs, like Martin Scorsese did this History of the Blues. Amazing documentary. Oh man, it's so good because he followed one, like a blues singer from Louisiana or somewhere in the South, like a young man in his 30s, and he hopped on a plane and went to Africa. He wanted to get absolute roots of everything, and that's quite something to watch, because Africa's the roots of the blues, and hence, therefore, rock and roll. I mean, Yeah, wow, and it's great to hear. Your life, part of your life work has been that volunteer work, and also professionally, and dispelling myths about HIV. Because I know you're talking about the 80s in Australia. I have a very vivid memory being a child and seeing scaremongering ads on TV that had the Grim Reaper. And it was literally scaring the population about HIV. And things have changed considerably because of with antiretroviral treatment, and people, like yourself, living very incredibly productive lives.
A lot of people died. It was an epidemic. A lot of people died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the 80s.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Now Dave's expecting right now.
Oh
wow.
yes,
At any
that's
moment, you know,
that's something.
But the positive thing
Really?
about the
I'm having a
medical-
baby and like I
Any day
could
now.
get the phone call right
Oh.
now.
Oh, my
for-
God.
for
yeah,
all I
that's-
know.
hey,
Says sometime in the next month.
so
Wow.
that's one of the great things about HEB. I've had a friend that's had it for 25 years. He has a happy life, healthy lifestyle, and it's you know pretty good.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave, for your friendliness and your wonderful songs. Do you think you have time for one more before you
Yeah.
go?
Okay. Well, any requests, Paul? Or
I'll get the follow stuff.
well, it's not necessarily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we can do that. Okay, Bottle of Stars, title track of my second album that I did in 2004. Okay. Silence stirs all through the tavern, mixing drinks, harpooning lines. Thirst in the air, something dispersed that's spinning through her mind. Stumbling our table, tumbling from the bars, reaching for a bottle of stars. Silence enters into the tavern, shelter and a shot of love. Pulling me away with roots through the valley, the rest in the driveway, moon above. Stumbling over tables, tumbling from the bars, reaching for a bottle of stars. Silence is journey with heart and mind so far away. And if she opened up tonight, her heart could shine like a bottle of stars. Silence is eternity when I ask her to forgive me. And I look into her eyes, I hear thunder rolling through the sky. Stumbling over tables, tumbling from the bars, reaching for a bottle of Silence grows all through the tavern as the crowds disperse.
Right, a track called Bottle of Stars. Dave Parsons live in the CiTR studio. This is Stranded, the Australian-Canadian Music Show, and you still have time to get down to Café du Soleil. If you live in Vancouver, tonight Dave Parsons is playing a gig with Jess Hill. Guys, thanks so much. It's been great having you. This is what makes this show just a joy to produce. And Dave, in terms of your records, easy enough for people to get a hold of?
Well, High Life Records for sure has some. You can also probably find me online. Maybe look for my music page on Facebook, David Roy Parsons, or do have a website kind of under construction. Not sure what the options for contacting me is there, but probably something. But yeah, always find me on Facebook. That's easy. And yeah.
Excellent.
That'd be a great website name, under construction.